Tuesday morning, we all woke up to the headlines. Simone Biles dropping out of the U.S. team gymnastics finals. It wasn't because of an injury, though. Rather, it was her mental state. Later, she said she felt good physically, but mentally she just wasn't where she needed to be. So what is it like to be in her shoes and deal with pressure coming at you from every direction? Most of us will never know that feeling, but Katja Stepovic, she was able to talk with someone today who knows all about the sport and the mental toll it can take on you.
Gymnastics is your life, and that's your identity for so long. You spend so much time, every decision you make, every decision your parents make, every decision your coaches make, everything you do is for the sport.
At only 18 months, Maddie Wales started gymnastics and eventually went on to compete nationally during her time at Boise State.
You've put all this hard work in and you want to see that culminate and get a good kind of outcome of the routines that you're doing. And so it's not just pressure on an international level or a national level, it's pressure on yourself.
After graduating college, Wales said her body could not keep up with the sport and she decided to retire.
It was hard for me to definitely move on with my life and find out who I was outside of gymnastics.
Luckily, Wales says she had mental health counselors during her time at BSU that she says was very beneficial for her.
I always would be like, you're going to let everybody down. If you mess up, you're going to affect everybody and nobody's going to love you anymore. And, your coaches are going to be disappointed in you. And so it really feels like your whole life is meant to be a gymnast. And that can be a little unhealthy at times, I think. But that's just how it is.
It's like the razor's edge, right? Because the whole point of sport is to induce stress and create challenging situations. So the better you get at sports, the harder it gets to be excellent.
Eric Kafka is a sports counselor in Boise and helps athletes cope with their emotional and mental hurdles.
Such a large demand that comes on the person for time and effort and performance a lot of the times. Coaches need you to win.
Kafka says when a sport begins to take more from you than you are giving to it, it's time to take a break, reach out for help, or maybe accept that it's time to retire.
Just continuing the conversation helps a lot, and normalizing that it's okay to not be okay with what's going on.
But as many know, reaching out for help isn't always easy.
I definitely know a lot of girls who have felt burnt out and who have quit and who have been, people that would end up, maybe on the Olympic team or the national team, but just couldn't take it anymore because the mental toll, the physical toll, the emotional toll was too much. And
Wales says seeing Biles put herself first was something the whole world needed to see.
I think many people are probably aware of a lot of the sexual abuse scandals with Dr. Nasser and the abuse of USAG and some of the national team coaches and stuff like that. And so for me, for a lot of the gymnasts, we would see this kind of gymnast autonomy of making this decision almost like a bigger win than a gold medal.
And a step closer in the long journey ahead to make mental health a priority for professional athletes.
It's really worth it to speak up. And I think we've seen that pay off for a lot of people in the past few years, is that really people are listening to athletes now and listening to their needs and listening to their health. And so I would say definitely speak up and don't be afraid.
Now, while Simone Biles has not given much detail about her mental health challenges, just today she said she did suffer from something called the twisties, and she still does. And I asked Maddie about this, and she said it's basically a mental block where you get lost in the air during a skill. And she said it's kind of like losing your muscle memory and your mind goes completely blank. She says it can last anywhere from 2 days to 2 months, depending on the trick and the gymnast.
And with the speed and the height at which they're throwing their bodies around, that's not something you want to be in. A lot of people complaining that's their job. Well, have you ever called in sick because, well, you were sick? It happens, and you just don't want to be in that position. I like what Mandy said about the autonomy with where Simone is and where gymnasts are. The chance to kind of do things for themselves, because a lot of us think we have this expectation that they owe us something by going to the Olympics. All right, thank you very much, Katja.